Hello everyone, today I have yet another talking video for you because I get asked a lot, how did you afford your shop, how did you build up all that, how did you get to this place or that place. And I want to make a video for people that want to get into blacksmithing as a hobby, or that don't live in a system where you have a formal education and training program for blacksmiths, metal artists, and all that kind of stuff. Because for example, here in Germany, if you want to become a professional blacksmith or metal designer, metal builder, or how it's called nowadays, you would apply for an apprenticeship at a school or at a shop of a master and go through your 3 years of apprenticeship, become a journeyman, and then gather so much experience and save up enough money to make your master degree, and then you can make yourself independent. But if you live, for example, in a place where you don't have that training system, or if you just want to be a hobby blacksmith like myself too, or like a freelancing artist, you might not be able to go through that training process, or you may just not want to. And yeah, I just want to give you a few points how you can get started and how you can improve your shop situation, your tool situation, your knowledge and all that. And I want to break that down in 3 basic points. The first one would be continuous improvement. The second one would be knowledge is power. And the third one would be the do or des principle. And to start off with the first one, continuous improvement, I've heard that being talked about first by the bushcraft trainer Dave Canterbury, when it comes to setting up a wilderness self-reliance shelter. And I think it really applies to blacksmithing too. I too started out in the sandbox in my parents' garden, and then I moved over there to just a piece of land with a forge and a barbecue grill and a little cast iron anvil. And the thing is, you have to try to make something better every time you go to your shop. Ideally every day, but if you're just a hobbyist, maybe once a week or so. And every time, make yourself some tool that you need, get lighting installed, just even if it's just swiping your shop or just reorganizing something, try to make something better every day. Try to make a tool every time you go to your shop that will help you. If you think your lighting sucks, get new lighting installed. If you are constantly, crawling somewhere to get something, install yourself some nice racks. And also, if you start out with, something like an anvil-shaped object or, a makeshift forge, at some point, you might have saved up enough money, or you get a really, really good offer, and you can buy yourself a good anvil or a good forge. And that's really something. You cannot start a shop overnight unless you really have a lot of money. If you got like 10 grand in your bank account and you can do with it whatever you want, I think you can set up a pretty cool shop overnight. But the way I did it was, I was constantly searching, the forums or eBay or other online places to find really good offerings. I got my anvil for 80 bucks. It's a German drop forged steel anvil from Pettinghaus, and I got it for 80 euros, which is like $100. And my other shop equipment too, I got for relatively low prices. Okay, here in Germany, this type of equipment, and this applies for Netherlands and Sweden and other Central European countries too, but here it is relatively cheap and easy to get a hold of these types of tools because we have so much heritage with it. I know it's a little bit more difficult in the US, but you really may find good offerings over time, and then you want to get it, and then you have yourself a nice anvil, or you have yourself a nice forge, or some nice other type of tool, or a lot of steel or so. And this is really how you should do it if you don't have much money. Try to find something that is affordable to you at a certain point, because there are going to be offerings that are fair and that are going to be affordable. And the second subtitle is, knowledge is power. Before you put a lot of money into your shop, also think about investing in your skill set and in your knowledge first. Because the more you know and the more experience you have, you will find that the less you in the beginning you think you need a lot of stuff to make something, and the more experience you get, the more you notice that you can make do with very little equipment and a very basic setup. I've seen blacksmiths make great stuff, just on some sort of piece of lawn where they set up, an anvil and a little forge, and maybe they have a vise somewhere standing around, and they are making amazing stuff. So that's really something you need to keep in mind. And also, if you book a class with somebody somewhere, it doesn't have to be where I was. I can recommend the Brian Brazil schedule, which is now taught by Lyle Wynn. Great guy, great teacher. I can only recommend that. But most of the time you'll get to take home the tools you made there, or get to take home the stuff you make there. And often what you pay for the class, you get, for that money, what you pay for the class, you get your knowledge, your experience, and you mostly often get stuff out of it which the market price would be a lot higher than what you paid for the class. And that's another really important aspect. Blacksmithing books is like a really difficult thing. I've never really been fond of learning blacksmithing by books. I think it's very good if you want to learn about metallurgy, and about knife making and edge geometries and all that, and other scientific aspects. But to really learn forge, you should take a class and learn with somebody, learn from somebody, and learn through experience. You can buy DVD sets, you can watch videos online, but just make sure you invest a lot of your time and a lot of your money into knowledge, skills, and experience before you buy something that is really expensive that you later find out you don't really need. And to close the circle, I want to talk about do or des principle, which means I give, so you give. Other expression would be manus manum lavat, one hand washes the other, or quid pro quo. You don't have to buy everything if you have something that you can trade for it. So and that goes back to also knowledge is power. If what you have, the only thing you have is knowledge and a certain skill set that somebody does not have, and somebody has something that you want that he doesn't want as much as the knowledge you have, you can trade your knowledge, for example, for a tool or a very nice resource or something like that, and you really will end up starting to trade with people. That does not necessarily involve money. Whenever you see me go, I do post a lot of videos and a lot on the internet. When you see me go to, some guy in Holland or Finland, these people are now my, really good friends. But, in the first places, you have like an agreement. Oh, you know how to do this, and you know how to do that, and I want to know how to do this or how to do that, or oh, I can make you something that you really always wanted, and you have something that you can give me that I always wanted. For example, making someone a nice hammer, and he gives you a package of Damascus or something else, and that's really important. Do not expect people to give you something for free or so. I've experienced a lot of great generosity, and I've been given a lot of stuff without having to give an equal amount back. And I also gave a lot of stuff to people, and I think the people also know that. but you know, you should never expect that. Always go in with the expectation, you know, you are trading something that can be a knowledge, an experience, or a material object for something that you want, which has about the equal value. And you know, this way you can build yourself up a network, and maybe you will find some people that you really like, you get really along with well, and then you know, you can also have these experiences and, you know, tradings without that, oh, you know, it has to have the same value and whatever, you know, you're friends, and this is how it works. And it will be also great for your character, for your life and all that. So you see how this circle closes, you know. You continuously improve every time, you know, you try to take a class, or you try to meet with somebody, you go to your blacksmith meeting, you go to your you know, local guild or something like that, you know, where you can get in touch with people, where you find people that want to trade stuff with you for fair conditions, and you know, you acquire a skill set and knowledge that you can trade with people for other skills and knowledge, or you know, material objects, you know, tools, steel, coal, whatever. And you know, you build up yourself a network of people, you know, where you help each other out, in that, you know, one hand washes the other principle. And you know, I think that's, you know, how I got the stuff I got. Just another notice, as I said, do not expect people, you know, to give you something for free. That will happen if you are a sympathetic person, but do not expect it, and do not pretend to be somebody's friend to get something out of them, because that's also going to be noticed by people. You know, always go in with the assumption, you know, giving and taking on both sides. And you know, over a longer period of time, you know, I've been doing this for about 5 or 6 years now, you will acquire a lot of stuff, and a good bit of knowledge, and I think that's how you should approach it. See you in the next video. Bye.